Welcome to the Peak TV, where becoming your best self is our goal. I'm Ashley Russo, and this is Virtual in the Valley. Inspired by John Krasinski's Some Good News, we wanted to bring you stories of hope and inspiration from around the Lehigh Valley. This week's episode is dedicated to music and the outdoors. We hope you'll enjoy. Hi, everybody. I am being joined by Pat Bauer. He is the VP of Development and External Affairs at St. Luke's University Health Network. Pat, thanks for joining us.
Hi, Ashley. Thanks so much for having me visit with you.
Can you tell me a little bit about St. Luke's response to the COVID-19 pandemic? It's been a really intense and interesting 6 weeks. Tell us how St. Luke's has responded so far.
Well, obviously, Ashley, it's been a very, very busy time at the hospital and across our St. Luke's network. And that really started several months ago as we realized that this COVID crisis was going to impact our region. And we watched what was happening in other parts of the country. And our main concern was really two areas. We wanted to make sure that we were ready and prepared to take care of anyone in our region who got sick. So there was a lot of planning around the capacity to make sure we had the number of beds, the right medical equipment, the right personnel. And the other thing that was underway was also to make sure that we kept our employees safe. We were aware of some of the shortages of personal protective equipment that was happening in other parts of the country, and we really wanted to make sure our employees were well supplied and protected.
You mentioned those supplies, and so many people through this time in the community have stepped up in a meaningful way, from making masks, delivering food. Tell us a little bit about the efforts that you've seen the community surround St. Luke's with.
We have been amazed and really, quite frankly, thrilled at the generosity of our community. Everything from employers looking through their closets and giving us their cleaning supplies, to thousands of volunteers across our community hand sewing masks to make sure our healthcare providers were safe. And it's just been really wonderful. We've also had people donate food, donate money. A couple of weeks ago, we received about 19,000 pounds of snacks from an Operation Gratitude. Now, 19,000 pounds of snacks is a lot of snacks.
I would imagine.
and we realized we could not utilize all of those snacks at St. Luke's. And so what we did was we began to deploy them throughout our community. And I think we distributed them to over 300 different first responder groups across the region.
That is so incredible. I'd love to see what 19,000 pounds of snacks looks like, Pat. What have been some of the other highlights that you've seen across the network? You know, you just released your 500th patient going home, recovering from COVID-19, and there have been so many stories. What have been the highlights that you have really recalled during this time?
Well, I think, one of the things that's impressed me so much, Ashley, is just how people have worked together. Our CEO, Rick Anderson, has always said that the secret sauce of St. Luke's is our employees, and that's really been demonstrated throughout this crisis. And what I've seen is just the tremendous creativity that exists inside our organization. Just to give you one example, we have a simulation center, and our person who runs our simulation center said, hey, we can 3D print N95 masks and stethoscope parts. And then she reached out to people in the community who then began putting their home printers to work, which has been amazing. We worked with engineers from Lehigh University to develop a special ultraviolet light cleaning system that would help us reutilize some of our masks and clean them at night. There's just been so many examples of creativity. Some of the partnerships that St. Luke's put into place before this crisis hit have really made a difference. We have a tremendous partnership with Microsoft. And because of the technology that they helped us put in place, we were able to deliver over 70,000 patient visits during this crisis to people as they connected in their living rooms and got the medical care and advice they needed.
I think that 70,000 visits in just the matter of 4 or 5 weeks have happened because of the use of technology that really was in place and planned for ahead of this crisis and now is in such need. It's so impressive.
I think, yeah, and it really has been amazing to see. And I think that, one of the things you realize is while the COVID crisis is with us now and will probably be with us in some form or another until there is a vaccine, there are a lot of medical needs that people have. And one of the things we want people to know is that St. Luke's right now is putting plans in place to make sure that when Governor Wolf declares it safe for people to come back out and reopen our economy and reopen our hospitals, we want people to know that we're going to be there, we're going to take care of them, we're going to make sure it's safe for them to get the care. Because one of the big concerns that we're talking about at St. Luke's right now is that we realize there's a lot of people that have put off urgent medical care and other medical needs because they're afraid. And we want to do what we can to assure them it's safe to come out and get the care they need.
Which is, of course, St. Luke's primary concern is to take care of the people in our community. Pat, thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate it. And we just thank you and the entire team at St. Luke's for all that you're doing for our community.
Well, thank you, Ashley.
It's amazing how St. Luke's has stayed on the forefront of cutting-edge technology to bring the best treatments possible to our community. Now let's check out how the YMCA is helping first responder families.
We came together and said we need to do something to be a part of the solution to the pandemic. And the Here For You program was designed to help out our first responders, our medical professionals, nurses. And one of the things that can prevent them from actually being able to get to work is having a safe place for their kids to be.
At this point, there is not very many services open for childcare. My wife, she's also a physician assistant. So then you wouldn't be able to actually have both of us in the workforce. This lets us have childcare without exposing our parents to the risk of the COVID.
We are open from 6 a.m. till 6 p.m. Most kids are here for anywhere from 8 to 9 hours a day. This is our way to make sure that we are providing a relevant service. The Y is nationally recognized. It's one of the biggest childcare providers in the entire country. We're here for youth development, we're here for healthy living, we're here for social responsibility, and we get to really hit all three of our core value areas, even in the midst of a pandemic like this. We called it the Here For You program because that's what we are here for. We are here for the community. We are here for building stronger communities and healthier communities, and in the middle of a pandemic, we view ourselves really on the front lines of this as well, being able to assist people and giving them access to do what they do best, helping to save the lives of others.
Need help with food, housing, utilities, or rent, and not sure where to turn? Dial 211 to get connected and get help. A free non-emergency confidential helpline connecting Lehigh Valley residents with resources, PA 211 provides information and referrals for housing, employment, food access, and more. During the current crisis, many are in need of answers. 211 is there for you. Get connected, get help.
Hi, everybody. I am being joined by Chris Cucker. He's the president of Wildlands Conservancy in Emmaus, Pennsylvania. Chris, thanks for joining us.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Glad you could find a little slice of the great outdoors in your backyard and show us a little greenery.
I figured it would be good for us to be outside.
Tell us a little bit more about Wildlands Conservancy, who you are and what your mission is for people who may not know.
Wildlands Conservancy is a nonprofit land trust. We've been in this community for 47 years. We protect open space. We connect people to nature through education programs. We restore the natural environment here in the Lehigh Valley, and our goal is to protect what makes this region special, which is its natural resources, and connect people to it.
What role is nature playing during this pandemic? Most of us have been quarantined now for about 6 weeks, but we still have the ability to get outside and exercise. Tell me a little bit about how you're seeing people connect to nature in a new way.
We're seeing more people than ever connecting to nature through our 14 nature preserves, which hold 2,800 acres, local parks, and and trails. People have the time and are connecting to nature more now than we've ever seen before. Record attendance at our nature preserves. I think people are using nature as a place of calm, a place of respite, a place to connect with nature, to be with family, to be outside, and nature is serving us very well as it always has.
You mentioned 14 nature preserves and thousands of acres. So tell us a little bit more specifically, list for us a couple places where can people safely social distance, get outside, get fresh air, and enjoy all this land that Wildlands and your supporters have preserved.
The best place to go is our website at www.wildlandspa.org. You can actually download an app there for our nature preserves. We have 5 nature preserves on our app, 14 nature preserves overall. Some of our most popular nature preserves has to be the Dorothy Ryder Pool Wildlife Sanctuary located in Emmaus. That 77 acres has many miles of trails, including a elevated boardwalk, and there's plenty of opportunity to social distance and still be in nature. In addition, our South Mountain Preserve, which is also just outside of Emmaus, again, a wonderful natural habitat, about 400 acres. There is about 10 miles of trails on that property as well. Plenty of opportunity to experience nature firsthand, and plenty of opportunity to do it in a safe social distancing way.
I've heard a lot of feedback from people who have gotten out and about and appreciated some of these wonderful preserves and really saying, I never knew this was here in the Lehigh Valley. So what advice do you have for ways for people to connect with a place like Wildlands, connect to nature, and connect to our community in a new way, and almost use this time as an opportunity to understand the beauty of the Lehigh Valley?
The Lehigh Valley is a special place. It has wonderful natural resources, and Wildlands has been working for the past 47 years to ensure that the green is still here in the Lehigh Valley. As far as advice, again, I would say get prepared, go online and look ahead of time as to what types of parking, what type of infrastructure are there. Make sure you plan your event. I would try to go early morning. Some of the nature preserves are less full in the early morning. And just get outside and experience nature. We have wonderful natural resources right here in our backyard. And this is a wonderful time for you and your family to get connected, to see what's out there, connect with organizations like Wildlands Conservancy. We've been working for the past 47 years to improve and enhance the wonderful natural resources in the region. And what better time to get connected to nature when we all have a little extra time on our hands.
You mentioned what I think is the secret, Chris, which is getting places early. My husband and I decided a long time ago, if you show up anywhere before 10 a.m., you beat the traffic and the chaos. Just tell us from a very broad standpoint, what does Wildlands do on an everyday basis to preserve and conserve our area? You guys were so instrumental in cleaning up the Lehigh River, and so many of us enjoy that as well. So just tell us very broadly what Wildlands is doing and will continue to do for this area.
You can look forward to us continuing to protect the wonderful natural spaces and open spaces here in Lehigh Valley. We protected 56,000 acres of open space so far in the 47 years of our history. We also are working very hard to connect those green spaces together through greenways and trails. We also work to connect the community to nature. We feel very passionately that if we can connect people to nature, develop that sense of stewardship for our natural resources, they'll become the next generation of environmental stewards to manage, maintain, and help these wonderful natural resources out in the future. In addition to that, we work to improve the area's water quality and ecologically restore our natural spaces to provide natural habitat for wildlife and again, places for people to recreate and be out in nature.
Absolutely, Chris, and such an awesome opportunity to appreciate the little things. Stop and smell the roses, as they say, and Wildlands, that's literally possible. So thank you to you and the entire Wildlands team for keeping us connected to nature. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks, Ashley.
I love how committed Wildlands is to preserving our open spaces. Isn't it great to get outside, enjoy the sunshine, and go for a bike ride or a hike? Now let's take a look at an organization committed to providing meals for people in need.
What we do is daily hot meal delivery to people who are homebound. We're still providing the same healthy meal within the guidelines every day. Early on, we saw a big drop in volunteers, and since then, March 1st, we've had an additional 222 people sign up, easily 10 times more than what we would get on a monthly basis.
This is my 12th year. I deliver 4 or 5 days a week. The people are happy when we get there, and it makes you feel good to help people. I get a lot out of it. I feel good when we're done.
Our street neighbors are really vulnerable, and it's in the best interest of the community if the services are still offered in central locations so that the people who are doing that work can check on them, making sure they're still healthy, offer them certain resources if they're not healthy, etc.
We are a nonprofit here in Allentown. We're about 5 years old. We decided we would stay open, and particularly for our friends who are unsheltered, who are living outside. With everything that's currently happening, a lot of places have had to close, and so we are really excited to be partnering with Meals on Wheels because it means that twice a week everyone who comes to our center is able to get a hot meal that they can enjoy and eat, and even take an extra one with them in some cases to make sure that they have enough to eat later after they leave.
Without Meals on Wheels, they're not getting food. And that's why I think our volunteers are so fantastic, because they realize that without them coming out to do this, how else are we going to get the food out?
Businesses throughout the valley are offering new and creative ways to get you what they have and what you need.
Hashtag OpenlyStandLV features hundreds of retailers and restaurants on every main street, as well as valley-wide community posts.
You'll be amazed at the number of choices you still have. So tell your friends, hashtag OpenWeStandLV. See what's open.
Hello, I'm Bridget George, the Executive Director of the Bach Choir of Bethlehem. During this challenging time, we are sharing the inspiration of the music of Bach with people around the world in our series, Moments of Comfort. Together, the choir, our Bach Festival Orchestra and Bel Canto Youth Chorus strive to foster a lifelong passion for the choral arts. Please enjoy this performance by Artistic Director Greg Funfgeld and choir member Catherine Kaiser. Thank you for watching, and please check out our website at bach.org for more information about our upcoming concerts.
Thanks to the Bach Choir for providing these wonderful moments of comfort during this difficult time. Now let's take a look at how Girl Scouts are learning to take the lead.
Being a Girl Scout means that I'm a part of something that's bigger than myself.
It means learning the benefit of supporting one another and coming together to make something happen.
Be a leader, to be myself, and to expand my horizons.
Not only do I have a resource of support, but I'm also a source of support to other girls.
By giving me the tools to become the best me that I can be, Girl Scouts has taught me how to take the lead.
Girl Scouts has taught me to take the lead by providing me with a variety of leadership experiences that have increased my confidence.
Being a Girl Scout means being part of a community of hardworking, inspiring women of all ages and backgrounds.
Scouting provides me with unique opportunities to develop the 3 C's: courage, confidence, and character.
Being part of an organization that supports women is motivating.
Is empowering.
So rewarding. Just knowing that if I ever need help, I'll always have a girl or woman to talk to.
I have learned how to become successful in today's world without needing to rely on others. I feel that I can be the leader of something great in the future.
Girl Scouting has prepared me to take on the world.
The women of Girl Scouting are all so strong, and I'm extremely proud to be part of such an organization.
I'm a member of a sisterhood. We're 10 million girls strong, and we're spread out all over the world.
Girl Scouts is a safe place for me, where I feel like I could do anything.
Have you recovered from COVID-19 and want to help others who are still suffering from the disease? Now you can. Miller Keystone Blood Center and area hospitals have teamed up to provide easy access for plasma donation. When a person fully recovers from COVID-19, they may have developed antibodies necessary to combat the disease. When plasma is distributed to critically ill patients, it may help stimulate their recovery and save lives. For more information and eligibility to donate, please visit our website, giveapint.org. Thanks to St. Luke's and the first responders for working so hard and your commitment to our community. And thanks to all of you for staying home and staying healthy. To close out the show today, we've got a performance from the Broughal Middle School of Never Ending Story. Thanks for watching this special episode of the Peak TV Virtual in the Valley. If you want any information from today's show, go to our website at thepeaktv.com. Remember, every day is an opportunity to be your best self.
You see in her face the mirror of your dreams. Make believe I'm everywhere, given in the light, written on the pages is the answer to a never-ending story. Fly up and to see, dream a dream, and what you see will be. Rhymes to keep their secret will unfold behind the cloud, and there upon a rainbow is the answer to our never-ending story.
If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel.
To see more of the Peak TV, check out our website, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and catch us on WFMZ Channel 69.